Good afternoon, people. Sorry, or should I say good evening? Sorry, or good night. Sorry I'm late, guys. I was making some Alfredo pasta quick. Literally took me 15 minutes to do something that usually takes me half an hour. So hopefully it tastes good. But yeah, I'm a little late. I got Harry with me. I got Samuel with me. I got Gunnar Express with me. Kesh is on his way. Ram's on his way. We got a bunch of you guys coming through. And yeah, so let's get started. And nowhere else to get started, but big up to everybody in the comment section. And yeah, so yeah, big up Samuel. What's good, Samuel? Harry?
What's going on, bro? Everything's good. Everything's well.
Yeah, Gunnar Express. Oh, we got some music in the background. I don't know what that was. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, we got some people in the chat already. TJ's in the chat doing his thing. We got Yusuf in the chat saying big up to you, bro. We got Velvet Schwan, we got Futsala, we got Sahan, we got Qasim.
Yeah.
We got Qasim in the house too. So yeah, big up to everybody. So first things first, guys. We cannot start anywhere. Oh, what happened with the hair?
He lagged out.
He's out. Kesh is in though. Kesh, yo, what's good, bro? You got a haircut? What the hell is going on with your camera?
You didn't get one.
Don't bait him out. Don't bait him out. You'll get the
You didn't get a haircut.
You didn't get a haircut, no.
Yeah, don't bait him out.
What is that? You got twisties?
Yeah.
That's big still. All right. So I was gonna start, guys. Nowhere else but Arsenal website to see what they're talking about on the press conference. Have you guys heard anything about who's in training? Because it kind of got me excited when I found out Kieran Tierney is back.
KT.
And did Arteta say anything about the training or anything before the game? Don't see anything. They're talking about Ainsley Maitland-Niles playing against Manchester United. Okay, nothing really big. Yeah. Let's just go through the pictures. And who do you guys expect to play?
I think it's gonna be a strong team. I want to see the same team as we played against Leeds. I just want goals. Because we're the away side here. We're not playing at home, so I'm just going to go for goals.
No, I want Pepe back in, but yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Just want Pepe back in the team. He shouldn't be dropped, because he's been playing well, so get him back in the team.
Cash, what about you?
I've got mixed feelings towards it. I'm not really sure, because I know in the back of Arteta's mind, he'll be thinking about the Man City game as well, so he's got to make some conscious decisions on who to start.
Okay. So from what I've seen in training, you can kind of get accustomed. You can kind of see who's training with what team. So you see Saka, see Saka, Rob Holding, Lacazette. I mean, Ceballos all wearing the same kit. Let's see who else is that, because that could be like you also see Martinelli. No, it doesn't mean anything because you never really know. There. One thing we do know is Kieran Tierney's back, right?
Yeah.
No, we can't take anything away from training because you can never really tell anything from training.
But William's still at the club.
Saka's gassed. Aubameyang doing his thing. Don't you always wish you had the context behind each picture?
No, not me.
Because sometimes there's some crazy pictures that come out.
You see, look at this. You can tell what's going on.
No, you can't tell shit from
I think you see the likes of Odegaard starting. Good.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's not starting. Leno's starting, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so Harry's back, I think. Let's get Harry back in the fold. Oh, where'd he go? Okay, he's not back yet. Okay, so I wanted to start by asking you guys, who do you think is going to be healthy? Do you think Tierney's going to be good to go now that he's training, or do you think he's still like guaranteed going to be missing this game too?
No,
I don't think they would rush him back.
I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't risk it.
No.
Why?
Put him on the bench, like let him, possibly come on. But we've seen it already with Partey. If you're going to bring him back too quickly, he's just going to get another injury. And obviously Tierney being quite injury prone, it's not worth it. Cedric hasn't been playing that bad anyway, so give him that Benfica game, and then maybe give Tierney. I wouldn't even play him against City. I'd keep Cedric in for City, and then next Thursday, probably bring him back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't pay anyone big on Sunday. I think it's a lost
No,
cause.
same. Yeah.
Really?
We're getting slapped either way, really, aren't we? So
Yes,
No
a
one's
lost
You know
quitting
what?
cause.
I
City.
think you take the same approach that we did in the League Cup, and we play Martinelli, and we play.
But we
like
lost 4-1, so we shouldn't take that approach. We lost 4-1.
No. I mean, you get what I'm saying, though. You play the young
yeah.
guys. You
Yeah.
play
The
the
thing
young
is,
guys.
Let
listen,
Runerson have another go.
This whole thing, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Went on the terrace and a lot of people saying, you got no chance against Benfica. Yes, don't get me wrong, Benfica's got some very good attacking players who's going to have a lot of good combination. But they're not well beaters, honestly. And if anything, I know people say, "Oh yeah, but you played Olympiacos last year and you lost," and they blame it on Arteta. But that game was, in
That
fact,
was
nothing to do with Arteta, mate. Nothing to do with
it was
Arteta.
just poor defending, really, wasn't it?
Poor defending. That's it, really. Like, our team is actually set up to actually play in tournaments when you actually come to think of it. I think with the likes of Aubameyang scoring a hat-trick on the weekend, it came at the perfect time. So I do expect us to go there and pose a threat more so than Benfica posing a threat to us. Yes, they've got some experienced defenders at the back in terms of the Fontongen and Otamendi, but we've seen Aubameyang roast Fontongen before. They're not exactly the youngest of defenders. So we're going to have a lot of young, energetic forwards who I expect to just run rings around them, really. It will come down to us just making sure we're clinical on the night. And I said 2 weeks ago, I do feel over the next season or so, you will see this clinical edge come to our games that we've missed for many years, but we don't finish games off.
Okay. When it comes to your tactics, would you take a similar approach to the setup that we did against Leeds, where you play Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Saka, or do you feel like you're going to change it up and bring back Lacazette into the side, bring back Pepe into the side?
For me, I think you go with Aubameyang. I don't think you should change it too much. In terms of who plays, maybe you probably rest Smith Rowe. I don't know. Depends on what you want to do. I don't think there will be a huge amount of changes in this game. Probably see Mari come in, maybe, not sure, or it'd be Gabriel and Olden. Who knows? But in terms of the fullbacks, I don't think we should change it. I think there's still a lot of games left to play in the season. You don't want to pick up another long-term injury from Tierney. He's been getting these niggles and then he comes straight back into the team. Let's let him rest for a few games.
Okay, Gunnar Express, what are you saying? Are you going with similar tactics, similar personnel, or are you changing the personnel?
I mean, I did a predicted lineup on my channel, but I'm pretty much sticking the same. I think Holden's going to be back in for Louise, because I think, again, Louise isn't really a starting centre-back. He's more of a, in case of injuries, bring him in. I think Holden will come back in. I think the fullbacks will stay the same, with or without Tierney being fit. And then I'm thinking Ceballos will stay in there. I see a lot of people saying El Neni, but Ceballos was good against Leeds. And I don't see why. Again, you can't drop someone who played well. But I think Ødegaard I don't think he'll start. And the reason why, I think Arteta will see it as this is a really important game. It's safer to go with Smith Rowe and Pepe. And I can't see him dropping Pepe. Even if Ødegaard played well, whatever else, you can't drop Pepe because he's been playing well as well. He's got to find a way to get Pepe in there, I think.
Right, if you're going to use a Pepe, then I feel the likes of Lacazette as a start. I don't feel Pepe will work that great with Aubameyang. Both of their link-up play ain't the greatest. You know what I mean? So in terms of making those combinations and doing the 1-2s and that, I think we'll struggle if we start Aubameyang and Pepe together.
That's what I mean. It's Arteta in it. Whether he brings Pepe on later on or whatever else, but you can't. For me, you can't not play Pepe in that game. You've got to feature him somewhere, whether it's off the bench or starting him. Because
definitely.
I think if we just, if we are just going to keep dropping Pepe, just get rid of him. Because at the end of the day, we're just ruining his career and we're just wasting money and time. So it obviously depends on what we're trying to do, but yeah, it's an interesting one because we need. It's a must win. So if he gets it wrong, then he's got to answer for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get into any further, I'm going to introduce Ram back in, and I'm going to introduce Harry back in. Big up to you guys for coming on. Ram says he knows a lot about Benfica, and he's watched them closely over the season, and he wanted to give us his input on Benfica. And Harry, of course, is an Arsenal fan, so big up to Harry for coming back on again. Now,
Hey guys.
first things first, guys. I'm going to show you guys who scored predicted teams. And obviously, we're going to do our team in a bit. No, not the score prediction.
It's his score prediction.
So how much do we know about Benfica? And I know that their midfielder Paze has been their leading goal scorer this season in Europe.
I know a bit. Yeah.
Izzy's a baller.
Otamendi, we know Otamendi and Vertonghen quite well from the Premier League.
Everton Suarez was linked with us about a year ago.
What I would say though is, them lining up with a 4-4-2, I feel it kind of plays against them.
Yeah.
In a sense that you're going to give us a lot of space in midfield. And listen, if we go for the combination of what we gave against Leeds, I don't think they'll stand a chance. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
1 second. Let me just... Ram, what are you saying?
Yo, firstly, I think Arsenal's going to win this game. I predict it's going to be a 2-0 win to Arsenal. It's going to be a routine game. People need to remember that Benfica is not the Benfica that we see in the Champions League. They aren't that kind of beast anymore. I think what Kesh said hit the nail right on the head. Though those half space in between those those banks of four is going to be a best option. Because I remember when Rangers played against them, the likes of Yanis Hadji and Ryan Kent kept on going into those half spaces and caused them a lot of problems. So Ødegaard, if they're going to stick like that, Ødegaard's going to have a field day. The main worry you have to be worried. The main people you have to be worried about is Pizzi, Rafa Silva, and Nunez. Those three players are probably the best players that they've got, and they can hurt you. Especially someone like Rafa Silva, who's got a lot of pace and is very, very technical.
He's so nippy, isn't it?
He is. He's like, you know how Diogo Jota plays?
Yeah.
Like, he's so much faster and so much
more direct.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if it's going to be Luiz and Holding, they're going to be in for a rough ride because he's going to cause some problems to them.
Okay, they do have.
One thing I'll say to this back line is that there's in Vertonghen and Ottoman, there's no pace in there. If we get a Pepe or Saka going at them, I think we've got results a pretty good chance.
Is Jardel still injured for Benfica?
I think so. But even then, even if they had Jardel,
he is. He's out.
I think you guys will be able to exploit him. Yeah,
This is their injuries, and for us, we're just doubtful. Partey is pretty much out, guys. Aubameyang's fit, and Tierney's 50-50.
So we can't pick it. I'm waiting for Tierney until next Thursday. Not now. I'm not risking
Guys,
that. Right
how has Everton done? Because we've been linked heavily to Everton just last window.
He's 8 goal contributions in 17 games. I think he's like 3 goals, 5 assists.
He's like Rafinha. You know Rafinha at Leeds.
Yeah,
he's like him. He's so similar. Like he's very good on the ball, but his outputs are very good. Like he does a lot with it, but then it comes to nothing. So
he is quite young, though. He is quite young.
He is young.
What about Darwin Nance? He's doing good.
He's a good striker. He is a striker. He's going to be a problem. If you don't mark him properly, he's going to cause you loads of problems.
You know what? I'll say Hans Stefanovic. I've watched him in the Euros and World Cup. He is a massive threat.
He pops up
He's very physical. Yeah.
He's
a physical player.
Would they not play
He is a typical fox in a box.
Would they not play Waldschmidt though? Because hasn't he been playing a bit this season, or is he not going to be played?
He's not their starter. He's more of a rotated player.
Yeah.
And I think the way Seferovic and Nunez is that Nunez is more of a target man, and Seferovic is a guy that asks the ball to feet and shots on.
I
think Waldschmidt is more of a technical player, and I don't think that will suit him because they already got Pizzi, and Pizzi's already.
What I would say though, Saka coming up against what's it called? Grimaldo will be. I think Saka will have a lot of joy because he's not really the most defensive fullback. He's
Yeah.
very attacking, and he will leave a lot of space. That's what I'm saying. With this 4-4-2, I won't be surprised if they try and tweak it a bit. It'll be very naive of them to come out in a bank of four against Arsenal, lined up with a 4-2-3-1.
And them fullbacks are attacking fullbacks. Like Alejandro Gramado and Diogo Gonçalves, they're both attacking fullbacks. I know Diogo Gonçalves was a winger when he started.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was a winger, wasn't he? When he
was playing at
Benfica?
Nottingham Forest, he was a winger, and he's turned into a right back. So yeah.
What makes you think, Kesh, 1 second, Kesh, what makes you think they're gonna change their whole style of play? Because majority of the time, don't they set up in a 4-4-2?
They do. But when you're playing, for me personally, this isn't elite. This is not Champions League. But I know people say Europa League, yes, the two elite competition. But yeah, when the manager gets to this late stages, you expect them to have some tactical analysis of how to counteract playing against a Arsenal who, yes, we've had a shit season or whatever, but we've got the likes of Saka, Aubameyang, you've got Ceballos. You can see that all he's been lacking really is someone that's in the off spaces you can pass to. He doesn't have to spin around like a blade all the time because now we've got someone to pass the ball forward to. So it then becomes a dangerous game to think, okay, you're just going to play to your strength and not worry about the opponent's strengths. You've got to try and counter that, in my opinion.
Gal, on your point on the formation, do not be surprised if they play a 3 at the back, because they might play a 3 at the back with a double pivot of Weigl and Gabriel.
You might even see Tarap come in, because I know they've been playing Tarap. They've kind of converted his game. He plays a lot deeper now.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
How are Otamendi and Vertonghen doing out there? Are they playing well, or are they struggling a little bit?
They played well. The last game I watched was when they played against Porto. I think they lost 2-0 in that game. So, you know what you're gonna get with Otamendi.
I feel like Otamendi's like a marginally better than Mustafi. I feel like they're almost like the same player. Like they're not tall. They're quite good on the ball, but there's a bit of a mistake in them. And Vertonghen's getting on, right? And he's never
pace wise they don't have it. So they go against a fast striker or something, they're going to get beaten.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No. You continue.
Which is what I was going to say. I don't know if playing Lacazette kind of plays into their hands a little bit, doesn't it?
You won't play Lacazette, yeah.
I don't think you play Lacazette. I think
you don't. But I think he'll start though, right? I think he will start. No,
he should.
I'll rather play Aubameyang in this game.
Yeah, me too. I've just got a feeling Arteta's going to rotate quite heavily.
I think you've got to try and just wrap this game up before half time.
Yeah, 3-2.
Okay, so let's get into the team, right? Who are we putting in goal?
Leno
all day.
Yep. I'll give Matt Ryan. He's not bad.
No, you got that second string goalkeeper against.
Yeah, you got to play Leno.
These are quality strikers. You don't play your second string.
Yeah, right back.
Bellerin.
Yeah, no choice.
Bellerin.
Yeah, I mean,
Bellerin.
I'd play Suarez, because left back I wouldn't play Suarez.
Some people are saying Chambers for right back. What do you think about that? Like Chambers.
Chambers ain't played.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I personally think he's going to rotate. I don't know. I think Bellerin's played a hell of a lot of football, man. I feel like
rotate him at City. Rotate him at City, because that game's done. We're going to lose either way, no matter who plays, if we're being honest. So just play the kids.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like I would go.
Leno.
Yeah.
Hector. Now left back, Cedric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to be fit.
I'd go Gabriel left back, to be honest. Guys,
okay. How about this?
Not against Pizzi. Not against Pizzi.
No. Hypothetical. Tierney's fit. Does Cedric start at right back for you guys?
No, left back.
No, left back this game.
No. I'm saying if Tierney's fit, you're still putting Cedric as left back.
Yeah,
I am. Tierney played in what?
For this game,
Is it 3 games? Is it 3
5 games, I think. 4 or 5 now.
Come on, like he's not going to have the rhythm and all that, man. To get straight in.
And we don't want him getting injured again, because he could be injured for even longer. So let him get back into it.
Center back pairing. Are we going with what's on the screen? Or are we changing it from holding David Luiz to Gabriel?
I'm going holding
David Luiz?
Gabriel. I'm going holding Gabriel
Holding
personally.
Gabriel.
I'll go Gabriel and Louise.
Yeah, I'd go that as well.
Just have some
Okay.
experience in that back line.
Okay, so you went Gabriel Luiz. You guys went holding Gabriel. You guys know I'm going holding all day because I got holding over all these guys. I genuinely believe
Holding's going to start because he didn't
Yeah.
play the
Yeah,
last.
Holding's
So
Yeah.
he's definitely going to start.
I don't want
might-
Holding to play, but I know he will. That's the thing. I don't want him to, but I know he will.
I got a weird feeling it will be Odin and Louise because Arteta. Listen, as I said, this is a big game, innit? This is leading up to trying to get to a final. Louise is the leader of this team, so I can see you putting in your leader in one of your biggest games of the season, rather than not starting him. So I can see Odin and Louise starting.
Yeah, and furthermore, if the City game goes how it's planned, which is or how it's going to look, which is perhaps a City blitz. If you play Louise, regardless of the result, if we lose 2 or 3-0 and Louise is playing, he'll just be under further abuse. You know, even if the goals aren't his fault, it will just feel like a calamity.
you know what, guys?
I think he'll
Can I
take
just-
Louise out of the firing line for City and
Can
play
I just
tomorrow.
say something? I feel like the midfield, there's no argument. Midfield, there's no argument, guys. Is there?
Yeah,
No,
because
no,
Saka's out.
Shaq-
Shaq and Ceballos.
It's Xhaka and Ceballos, no argument. Midfield, we keep it moving. Now, the way the attack is set up here is not the way I have my attack set up. I have Saka on the right. I have Pepe where Aubameyang is, and I have Aubameyang where up top by himself. Does that make sense to you guys? Or
Yeah, okay, I got the $1 million question here though. Is it Odegaard or Smith Rowe?
I'll go Smith Rowe.
I think he'll go Odegaard. To be honest, I think he's going to rotate a lot more than we think because fundamentally you've got players in that squad who need minutes, i.e. Mari and El Neni, and there's going to be a time when we need those players to play because of injuries. And if they're just sitting on the bench, not getting any minutes at all, and then we need him in a big Premier League game and they're found wanting. So I really wouldn't be surprised if you see El Neni tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Mari start tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I wouldn't be. I don't think Mari will play, but I won't be surprised if he plays the likes of Xhaka and El Neni because I think you can. If you play the right front four, you can allow us to sit back and expose them by using our pace. Like they got the most pace.
but 1 second. As a rival, Ram, who do you fear the most? For if we played Aubameyang, Saka, and Pepe, or Lacazette, Aubameyang, Saka, which three would you fear the most as someone that's neutral in this situation?
In my personal opinion, a team when you play with Saka, you guys are like a different kettle of fish. I honestly believe that.
Saka's not getting dropped, yeah.
Yeah, Saka is definitely not getting dropped. The thing is, Aubameyang is coming back to his form, coming back to form. That's the thing. Do you want that going on?
You need that.
Yeah, you need to keep
that
it going.
guy
Yeah,
to
it's the same with Pepe though, isn't it? Like he's on form as well, so you got to keep that
Exactly.
going.
So maybe a front three of Saka, Pepe, and Aubameyang might be the way forward. But I think that pace up front is going to be difficult.
Vital.
For any team. It's going to be difficult against any team.
Yeah, we need to rest Saka. We need to give that kid a rest. You can't play him every game. He doesn't get subbed off. He's the most fouled player on our team. He runs his socks off. You need to take him out the firing line. Even if it means you lose the first leg like by one goal.
No. Can I just say something about?
There are so many examples
Let him
of players
finish his
getting
point,
overplayed. So many examples of players getting overplayed, whether it's Martinelli, whether it's Jack Wilshere. You just have to be so careful with these kids. You can't play them every game with a day's rest, training, playing, flying back, training, playing.
Rest them against City. Against City.
Okay, as well. I understand the first leg thing, but this is the more important leg. If we go and lose 2-0 to Benfica tomorrow and they come to the Emirates and win 1-0, that's an away goal for them. Like, we need to win tomorrow convincingly 3 or 4-0, end the game,
you need to
just finish it. Just score one goal.
Yeah, I just think City is a much tougher game, much tougher game. And if we are weak against City,
losing it.
If we are weak against City, then I think we're going to get absolutely blitzed, and then that will just start our whole mini crisis again. And if you follow up with a defeat against Leicester and then Burnley, then it all starts again. So I think you've just got to rotate cleverly. And regardless of if we were playing Barca tomorrow, I would still say rest Saka. You can't be playing these kids every game. It's too much. I'm telling you.
The Premier League's not important though. The Premier League's done. Like our only way of getting Europe is the Europa League, and Arteta unfortunately has said that he still cares about the league. But
one thing I just want to say, yeah,
no,
I've told this to Gal, Keshan, and Sam a lot. There are so many similarities that what you're doing to Bukayo Saka is what Liverpool did with Michael Owen. Like there are so many similarities. He's your best player. He's your most important offensive outlet. I think you guys need to take care of this guy because he is a top player. He can be a top player, but if he continues on the trajectory that he is, and playing every single game week in week out, he will be washed up at the age of 25.
But Sterling was doing that. People forget, like we always talk about this. Sterling done that during his old time at Liverpool. It's nothing new.
But at the time he wasn't our main offensive outlet. Our main offensive outlet was Luis Suarez and Daniel Sturridge.
But it doesn't matter if he's your main offensive outlet or not. He was still playing the minutes. It don't matter. It's the same thing.
Yeah. There's many examples of players that do it, but I'm just saying we should be careful.
We should be careful, but I think you'll see a lot of that change next season when we kind of add more depth to our squad. At the moment, we haven't got the depth to be considering that. Whether we burn him out or not, it's just you're not going to do that to what's it called?
Don't we need to give minutes to Martinelli though, and then maybe Lacazette, and then
I think Martinelli will get minutes, but
on City though, give it on City.
They're managing. I think Martinelli will start against City. I think they're managing Martinelli. Like when he first came back, they said that he still feels a bit of pain in the knee that he's had his surgery on. So, like, I'd rather manage Martinelli, who's coming off an injury, more than a Saka, instead of worrying about the burnout. Like Saka will get his rest when the time is right.
No, I definitely hear what you guys are saying. I think I'm probably sitting on the fence in terms of the priority of games. I know this is a really important game, and I know the league is almost over for us in every respect, but I just don't think Arteta could afford to lose too many games in the league because I know his position is safe, but it just starts the whole circus, and I just don't think we need that. Which is why my
thought process. Do you guys, one second, guys. Do you guys agree with this lineup that we've come up with? Odegaard playing in the 10, Pepe, Saka, Aubameyang up top. Obviously, the midfield, we've already come to conclusions. We know who's going to be in goal. The defense, we've gone with Holding and Gabriel. Do you guys agree with everything?
I'll be honest with you. I'm going to start Luiz. I'm going to be deadly honest. I'll start Luiz in this game. I feel... Listen, our front four can go and cause damage. And I think Luiz just being back there, being a calm player on the ball, giving us assurance back there, rather than Olden and Gabriel, who's probably never even played a level of this game. Like I know we've been in this over the last few seasons, but this season, this tournament means quite a lot to us moving forward. And I don't think there's room for mistakes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think when it comes to big games, for me, David Luiz always starts because he's just been there.
Can I just quickly ask a question as well to everybody else on here? Gal did a video earlier, and everybody in the comments was pretty much slating Luiz. Like, what are you guys' opinions on him? Because I want him to stay for that extra year. I'm giving him that contract.
For me, I said it, and I talked to Chelsea fans on Twitter and everything. A Chelsea fan asked me, he said to me, I don't think Luiz has been that bad for you. I said, no, you're right. He hasn't been that bad for us. But the fact that he came from Chelsea and the mistakes that has happened and all the incidents, we're going to play on it a bit more because, yes, we get the banter that he's an agent and all that. But if you actually look at it and take your Arsenal hat off, he's our best defender here, despite the lapse of concentration and calmness at times. He's our best defender. And we can't underestimate his leadership. Like, for me, if you're giving him a new deal, wherever, and it's going to be on less money, player coach and everything, you've got to appreciate it because we've not got leaders. We've not got abundance of leaders in this team.
And also, if you want to keep Luiz, you have to look at the market for experienced centre-backs. It's not a lot. I mean, if Jerome Boateng was to come through, it's not much of an upgrade. There's no difference.
He's a downgrade. He's a downgrade, He's a downgrade.
I mean, he is an upgrade on David Luiz, but he's still not.
He's not. Trust
me. People just look at Luiz's red cards, don't they? They look at his red cards and think he's been an absolute calamity. If you dissect those red cards, some of them aren't even red cards. They're not red cards. So
when you watch,
trying to take that away.
when you
Yeah,
watch
go
Boateng in that Bayern defense, you see it's Alaba that keeps
It's
that
Alaba,
defense
yeah,
tight.
yeah.
No, I know. I've been saying it before. Boateng is not at the level that we
He
all
was
thought he was.
terrible. Listen, he was
He's
terrible
not.
when he had.
He's gone. I
He
think
was
he's washed up
terrible.
and gone.
He was terrible
But
in his youth at City. So imagine him now back in the Premier League without his pace. The little that he had. Come on, no chance.
Yeah, and also regarding like defensive errors, back in the day, like Tony Adams made errors, Sol Campbell made errors, Kolo Toure was so clumsy, but the mistakes aren't like dissected and then put on Twitter and made a montage out of it, and fans aren't going, "Oh, look at this, look at that." Like every player makes mistakes, every player, but just now we just dissect everything.
And
I just say as well,
Luis does it in the biggest of moments. I mean, the most looked at games. The game against Liverpool, the game against Man City. It happens constantly. The game against Chelsea, he always does it in the big moments.
Yeah, I know. But the Man City was a calamity. The Chelsea one was Mustafi fucking up and him just trying to write an error. I mean, Sol Campbell got sent off at home at Man United. Tony Adams got licked up by Michael Owen in the FA Cup final that we should have won. Kolo Toure had many sceptical nights in Champions League abroad, away from home.
Kolo Toure's first time training with the team.
What do you guys think about this question? Sorry, what do you think about this question? Whose back four is better, Arsenal or Benfica's? I don't know their right back or left back that well.
Left back is definitely better. Left back is definitely better. Like
better than Tierney.
Alejandro Grimaldo has been touted as one of the best young left backs in the world.
He's, when everybody, when Tellez went into United and everybody said he's the second best in Liga NOS, Grimaldo's the one that they're saying is the better one. Like he was the one they're saying is better than Tellez.
He's been touted by Juventus and people like that. Like he is incredible.
Their centre halves are pretty solid, didn't they? Like we know about Vertonghen, he's pretty solid. Like I said about Otamendi, he's got a mistake in him. But I think that will probably suit us. They're quite slow, which is why Aubameyang should start. But I do have a feeling he'll play Lacazette up top.
Really quick with Luis, one more thing as well. I think giving him this player coach role, the reason why I want to give him it as well is teams like Chelsea, his ex-clubs, even like Benfica, stuff like that, they might look at him and say, we'll bring you in as like a centre-back coach. So we should keep him work here instead of like strengthening our rivals. Because look at what happened with Czech. I mean, he was always a Chelsea boy, so he was always going to go back there. But we literally played against Chelsea in the Europa League final. We lost it, and then he went to Chelsea the next season. Like with Luis, we should keep on to him instead of giving him to a team like Chelsea or Benfica.
Yeah, that's a good point, to be fair. Because he'll probably get another 2-year deal somewhere else. I don't know how long he wants to play for. Yeah. What is he, 34 or 33?
33.
33. Yeah, so he might get another 2-year deal. You never know.
As much as we banter our club for getting David Luiz, when Koscielny left, he was an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean,
Koscielny was a dead footballer, though, wasn't he? Really?
David Luiz was an upgrade.
Koscielny was class.
No chance.
One thing we say, like we never replace like a good centre.
No chance, bro.
Say it again?
Listen, bro, no chance. There's absolutely no chance. Koscielny, if it weren't for his Achilles injury, Koscielny would probably still be at this club. Yeah. His career went down after that injury because it was just a reoccurrence and he just couldn't move.
You'd be talking about a World Cup winner as well. You'd be talking about a World Cup winner with Koscielny if he didn't do his Achilles.
It ruined his French career. He got that Achilles injury. Like Euro 2016, he was going to be picked, got the Achilles injury, and never recovered from it. He was a class centre back. He was very, very good.
Yeah, I think Koscielny, everyone says we never replaced Sol Campbell or whatever. I think Koscielny was class for 10 years, always played on injuries. We just never had decent centre halves next to him. Or the right centre half. Vamala was all right. Mertesacker was all right, but he was slow.
Vamala was good.
For that long. We're lucky we kept him for that long, honestly. Like he could have been gone on many occasions.
And that's why when he left, I was like, cool, let him go. Like he's been here for 10 years. He's not won really anything that he should have won.
But he served. He
us like blood, sweat, and tears, and everyone gets unhappy because he doesn't want to go wherever he like to a training camp or whatever. I was like, no, he's just given all of his life to Arsenal. Could have played at massive clubs, rejected those big moves, and now he wants to go and he's being told to stay. If I was him, I'd say no, fuck that, I'm going as well. So probably why he wore an Arsenal shirt in that reveal video.
Keep it simple, guys. What are we gonna do? Score predictions? Because I wanna go through some of the news that happened today before we end the video. So we're gonna do that for the last 20 minutes. But first, score predictions for the game. What are you guys going for? Because I'm gonna go for a high scoring 3-2.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Concede,
I'm gonna
3-1.
go for-
Goal from Pizzi, 3-1.
I'm gonna go
To
3-1.
who? To Arsenal, yeah. These
To
three.
Arsenal, yeah. Goal from
Yeah,
Pizzi.
I'm
and
going
then
for Arsenal to win
3-1.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? 3-1 would be my scoreline to Arsenal as well.
It'd be great. It would be great. Come the second
Great
leg,
score, yeah.
you can rest. Well, not rest because obviously they can still come back.
Yeah,
but
in the
you
next
can
fixture, that's
rotate.
when you play El Neni and stuff. Play a bit more defensive, like El Neni
Yeah.
and Mari, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see what the people in the comments are saying. Ram, what's your thoughts on the score?
2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, that's what we have to say.
Okay,
They-
people
they-
I
went.
would take the clean
they
sheet.
are-
I would take the clean sheet.
Yeah.
Nah, honestly, they aren't the. I've seen them play against the likes of Rangers and Lech Poznan. They aren't that great. They've got really good players, but as a unit, they're not that great.
Yeah.
Well, I've
That's
said it.
why
I'm
I
not
think
scared of Benfica. I'm scared of us. I'm scared of like we're
I'm
going to
scared of
play so
Arsenal, yeah.
bad that they're just going to smack us anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of.
Any result that we don't get in this game is purely going to
It's
be
our
down to
fault.
our own incompetence.
Yeah. It's also the referees in sometimes these ties. They're like so quick with a card, and you end up going down to 10 men and concede from a corner or whatever. And you've seen those nights in European football quite a lot. But if we just go there, put our authority on the game, it's sort of game you
Let's
think
start
we
quick.
can win comfortably.
Listen,
One thing
I don't want any excuses. David Luiz plays that gives the fans an excuse. I don't want David Luiz playing.
One thing I've learned about
No, you can't see that as an excuse, man. He's one of our best.
one thing I've learned about Arsenal is it's how we start games. If we come out slow, that's how we tend to get punished. But if you look at the Wolves game, you look at the Leeds game, we need to start as quick as those games. How we played against Southampton as well. We came out of the blocks flying. And when you do that, you set the tone for the game.
Yeah.
Rather than you trying to work your way into it. So listen, just come out and start strong.
If you switch off, you are gonna get punished.
Nunes will punish.
Yeah.
They will punish you because the times where Rangers conceded their goals, they were sloppy. The concentration levels weren't there. They thought the game was done. Next thing you know, 2 goals in about 5 minutes, and they end up going.
And that's why I say Luiz needs to start. Like, as much as he's a calamity, he gives you that reassurance. It's only when he's isolated in individual incidents where he makes mistakes.
I mean, even going forward, look at him against Leeds.
I think having Gabriel and Holding, the only difference between that is you have a more vocal David Luiz. I'd rather have Gabriel and Holding.
You say that.
No, that's not the only difference.
That's not the only difference. Sometimes you have to look at the way he passes. Like, listen, you can play football. Football's all about passing, but some people pass just for the sake of passing, and they tend to play people into trouble. So with Luiz, he's very reassured when he's on the ball, and I think we need that in European football. You need one of your centre backs to be reassuring on the ball and making sure he's calming things down at the back. Odin sometimes now he'll be on the ball and he will just rush it or just play someone into trouble, and you don't want to have that in this game.
Yeah, Cams is saying stop gassing David Luiz.
Stop hating, because I see so many people hating on him for no reason. Like, he gets too much hate.
No one's gassing David Luiz.
Remember when Yerry Mina was supposed to be the next best center back? He went to Barcelona.
When it was at Barca.
Yeah. So people's opinions on players change quite
How many
quickly.
youngsters did Barcelona ruin, though? Let's be honest.
And no one's gassing Luiz. It's just a best of, and it's not a best of a bad bunch. That's the wrong way. But he's the most assured of our defenders.
Funny
fact.
Come on, Cams. He's not crap.
Funny fact.
Man saying he's crap.
The Benfica's best player was, funnily enough, a Barca reject. Grimaldo used to put on their books, and I think a couple of players in the couple of first team, I think it was Iniesta or someone like that, was not happy when he left because he was a talent.
He was one of the left backs that I wanted before we got Tony. He was definitely on the list.
Okay. Yeah. Next, I just want quick thoughts, guys. I try to make it quick and concise answers because I got a lot to get through in the next 15 minutes. First, Thierry Henry, possibility going to Bournemouth, pretty much set to be named the manager at Bournemouth. That's what they're saying. That's what the rumors are saying. So what are your thoughts on the possibility of Thierry Henry leaving the Impact and going to Bournemouth?
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, man, good move for him. He can prove himself as a manager. He hasn't really done it yet. Where did he go in France? Who was he a manager of before?
Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah, he flopped at Monaco.
Yeah.
Though. He
The
flopped.
thing is, I wouldn't have even took that Monaco job. Where they was, like we complain about Arteta taking his job. Like
They almost got relegated.
Arteta had it good. Henri there going into that job was never the right decision whatsoever.
They lost all the good players the season before, didn't they?
They were in the relegation zone.
Guys, he turned down Aston Villa job. Remember?
No, but they lost just the season before. They lost all their good players, Monaco. So he was basically left with nothing.
It's the way that he managed as well. I've heard some things when he managed, and it's not good. Like, you talk about managers galvanizing players.
Yeah,
he went.
He was cussing them.
Be like me. Be like me. Be like how
I
am.
Yeah, that's what Lampard did, wasn't it?
He did in the press conference. Do you remember when that player didn't put his chair?
Put his chair back. Yeah,
like, that shows the ego side to it.
But you know what that is though. I know we say it's an ego thing, but I'm sure in his day back then, managers will do the same thing. It's just that you can't do those things in football anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get that. I just feel like I don't know. Some ex-players don't make it as managers, and I
look at Lampard, man. Lampard's the same, isn't it? He apparently was the same thing.
Yeah, you know Lampard. You know Lampard would have got that from Jose.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jose could grab Lampard by the neck and say, "Listen, you need to do this, that," and Lampard wouldn't even blink twice about it. He'll just go
Funnily enough, I was listening to a podcast on Gerrard's management, and he does the exact opposite. Because I think in his day he probably had one of the best managers in Gerard Houllier, because he knew how to work with players, and I think because of the style of management it was back in the day, modern players, players back then will think that modern players today will react the same way, but in essence,
don't work.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't.
But good luck to Henri, man. Bournemouth's a lovely place. He'll love it there, and he gets to link up with Jack Wilshere.
So, guys, quick question: something, nothing, or something or nothing. Squadra Mustafi wins Bundesliga Player of the Week.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Yeah. It's not hard, is it? Really? Like, no offense to the Bundesliga, but there's 6 or 7 teams that are good. Everybody else is literally trash. So
I know that. I knew that was a quick topic.
At least, what 60% of the defenders in that league don't even know how to defend anyway.
Yeah, they wouldn't even get in League One. Like, they wouldn't even get in League One.
Back in the day,
next question, guys.
They used to be good, man.
I know, but they've lost it now.
No, it's too late. He's already agreed to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
And secondly, he's going to be asking for £400,000 a week.
Yeah. I'm not paying no defender that.
No. Not someone who's 30 odd as well. Like, he'll be here for about a year or two, and then he's gone.
These are quick fire questions. Arteta is keen to keep Dani Ceballos and Matt Ryan at the club. What do you guys think about that?
I'm taking neither.
No, I'll take Matt Ryan as the second choice keeper all day. I wouldn't take Dani Ceballos personally.
This is the thing. He's played one game. Like, I'm waiting for him to make a mistake, and then everybody's going to cuss him like Runeson. I'm just waiting for it. Every single person.
He's got lots of Premier League experience. He's got lots of Premier League experience. Though he's played at Brighton for a couple of years.
No, you do. But for me, I'm looking for someone younger who can possibly take over after Leno. But as well, it's just the Arsenal fan base, isn't it? Like, it's just how we are. We're all just going to cuss him.
How old is Leno?
Someone just said I'd keep Runners
28, 29, I think.
Thing is, listen, you're already got unless you go for a young keeper, but a young keeper's gonna make mistakes as well anyway.
Yeah.
A young keeper might not want to come and wait around for Leno to get there.
No.
And plus, goalkeepers last a lot longer than normal players. They last like 35. So
yeah, I mean, if it's cheap, I'll definitely take him. But Dani Ceballos,
he's on a free. Matt Ryan's on a free anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean,
lost.
So I'm gonna say that's for last.
We need thing is, hold on, we need free keepers anyway. Because listen, I think Renalson's gonna be gone anyway. So
I want Woodman
to get a young keeper.
I mean,
we really only need one. We really only need one because we're gonna give the academy guy the third choice goalkeeper.
Which one, Hine or Okonkwo?
Okonkwo.
Is Hine just done then? Has he just been done?
Yeah, Hine's been done, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't Hine the one playing in the warm up the other day? He wasn't he?
Yeah, he's been training with the first team, but they're saying he's finished. Like he's just going to be sold. A bit like Iliev, if you remember him.
I think he was on the pitch taking shots in the warm up before Leeds game, Hine.
So we
who's
were
the
linked.
Estonian guy? Yeah, the guy from Estonia. What was his name? Jan Klein something. I forgot.
Heinz. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know what you guys think about today's reporting about the whole Jack Grealish, Kevin Mavinga, Lautaro Martinez, Julius, and we'll start from least likely to most likely. So first, I'll start with Lautaro Martinez. I think
No.
it's the least
Don't want
likely
him.
deal.
No.
Don't
I
want
think
him.
it's the
anyway.
least likely.
Don't want him.
And then,
Don't want him anyway, bro.
Oh, he's good, right? I like him.
No, he's good.
No.
But he's
Yigal, you had
not
that guy
what-
from you had the Serie A fan on earlier, and he said it perfectly. This guy is overhyped. He scores barely any goals, and without Lukaku, Inter Milan would not even be a big club. Like it's Lukaku scoring the goals, not Martinez.
but you can't really say that though because the team's more set up to play to Lukaku's strength. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player in and around the box, and he will score you goals depending on how your team's set up. But for me,
I don't think he's as good as people say.
He's a finisher. He's a finisher. Just because you don't score enough goals, you just look at his chances he finishes, and you can tell that he's a finisher. If you put him in the right team, put the right players around him, he will score you goals.
Would you say he's more of an in the inter team? He's more of an auxiliary striker.
He's a bit like Sanchez, right? Alexis Sanchez. He reminds me of him a little bit the way he plays.
Oh, we've got Neeks in the comments.
Neeks is in the
Yeah,
house.
but 100 mil.
He's not
100
100
mil.
mil. He's not 100 mil.
Yeah, 100 mil is a bit much.
But Neeks, you have to understand with the way the market's going right now, and not many top strikers around, and he's probably one of the best that is around. Then Inter can demand 100 mil.
Okay, so are we gonna stick on this, or are we gonna move on? Because I want to know. Everyone, it's a no because of numerous reasons,
I don't want him.
right?
We
It's
got
not that we don't
Martinelli
want
as well,
him.
man. We got
For
Martinelli.
me, it's not that we don't want him. For me, it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's not even that. He doesn't suit what we need. He's not a link-up striker. He's not going to give you that all-round get up there. You're going to have to supply him. Like we're trying to get away from that. We want a striker that can come up with a bit of magic on his own.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's. I get that. Okay, moving on to the next one. I think this is out of the four. I think this is the next least likeliest deal, based on the fact that he's so young and he's linked to all sorts of players. So I think Camavinga is second least likeliest to happen.
Yeah,
I think he'd be first. He ain't going Arsenal, bro. He's going somewhere bigger.
I think it's hard. I think it's easy to say that. It's easy to say that. Like the kid ain't done nothing in his career yet. It's
That's
easy
what I'm
to say
saying.
that.
I don't want him for the money.
There's clubs looking at him because of his potential future, but what club does he go and walk into right now? There's not many. He's not going to go to Madrid. Like people say Madrid, he's not going to walk into Madrid and play.
Yeah, they're not going to spend. They're not going to spend 100 million on a player to sit on the bench.
You
they
say
ain't
that,
going to do that.
But their first team is aging.
It is aging. But what you think Madrid's going to spend 100 million on him, 100 million on Haaland? It's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen.
I'll be surprised if anyone is spending £100 million this summer.
Maybe PSG.
His price will be cut because they're in a financial struggle, but even then, he's worth too much.
He's come out the other day and said he wants to stay anyway. Like he's 18 now. There's no rush for him.
Yeah,
bro. They're at the top of the league. He still wants to develop. Even if Real Madrid or anything did sign him, I think he would be on a deal where they sign him with a loan option for the club to loan him back to their. Okay, now moving on to the next man. Julius, how do you guys pronounce his last name?
Koundé.
Yeah. So the French center back. Are you guys interested in him? 70 million. Manchester United. One second, let me finish. Manchester United have touted him as their solution to play next to Harry Kane. I mean, not Harry Kane, Harry Maguire. They've also linked him to PSG. They've also linked him to other clubs coming from France and Bordeaux. He's already played in the French league, so PSG are heavily linked to him also. And I've heard of some other clubs also being linked to him. So what do you guys think? They tout him as the best, one of the best defenders in his generation, next to Ibrahim Konate.
I wouldn't take him for 70 million.
I wouldn't take him for 70 mil.
Yeah, I'd love him, but not that much.
For me, he's like what? He's 5'10", bruv. Like you think you can come to the
5'11",
League,
yeah, something like that.
La Liga is alright where the ball's not going in the air as much, but come on, bruv.
Yeah, I don't want no ball playing like under 6 foot centre half. You know, like, in England, I just don't want it. Like, I want a 6 foot plus centre half. Honestly, I don't want to see that anymore. That day and age is gone in England. It really is.
Unless you're Captain Navarro, where I know he's proven like man's got a leap. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've got the next Varane anyway. We've got Saliba. We don't need any more ball playing centre backs. We've already got one. So
yeah, he's a ball filming centre back. He is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't
Wenger
think it will even be a good combination with Maguire. The man is sick.
Okay. Guys, before the Champions League starts, last one. You guys know it's gonna be. Let's talk about it. First, I'm gonna just lay everything out on the table, okay? First thing first. We can't. People say we can't afford him. People say we're not going to do it. He's not going to come to us. People say if Manchester United's around, why would he not go to Manchester United? Why would he not go to City? Why would he not go somewhere else? If Aston Villa, his boyhood club, go and get European football, why would he leave for Arsenal with no European football just to downgrade? Why would he downgrade? Arsenal cannot physically afford to pay £100 million for this kind of player. Arsenal would not physically pay £100 million for this player. They'd rather pay for Basuma, a right back, and another player, all for £100 million, and that's their transfer window. In addition to that, we have been told that Jack Grealish personally would not choose Arsenal. Even if Arsenal came in for him, he would rather wait for a bigger club to come in for him. Just some of the things that I've heard over the past.
I think that's just a lot of salt saying that.
Yeah, it is.
Listen, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Jack Grealish, only option this summer, only serious option I can see is a Man United.
Liverpool.
People keep talking about Man City.
Liverpool.
Man City's not going in for Grealish. When's the last time you've seen Man City go for the obvious signings that they're being linked to? They don't do it. They do not do it. Even Ireland, I don't think they're going to go for Ireland. I genuinely don't feel they're going to go for him. And listen, I heard that people saying Chelsea as well. Chelsea's not going in for Grealish.
Yeah,
they got the best midfielder in the world, mate.
They're not going to do it. The only option I see for Grealish is a Man United.
Liverpool.
I don't even think Liverpool's even going to for Grealish.
But if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stays at Man United, I'll be really surprised if Jack Grealish joins Man United. Really surprised. Unless they've got an elite manager in there, I can't see him joining Man United.
I genuinely think he's staying at Villa. Like, I don't see him going anywhere. I don't see why he'd wanna risk. You go to Man United, you got to get Van der Beek's pretty much finished at that point. You might as well just get rid of him. And you got to get past Fernandes.
I don't want him. Express. What about Gunnar Express? What about fans who say I don't want him because I would rather spend that money on Basuma, Buendia, and a right back?
Well, first off, if you want Buendia over Grealish, you're an idiot. Like you are. I don't care. Buendia is not even half the level of Grealish. But if you want to spend it on a better centre back, a right back, and maybe a striker, I can kind of see why. Because centre attacking mid isn't the most important position we need to fix. But I mean, come on, it's Jack Grealish. Like, who doesn't want Jack Grealish at their club? Like, let's be honest.
I think he's available as well.
Jack Grealish is a left winger. That's where he plays. He can float in the middle, but that's where he plays.
I don't think people are realizing what Arsenal's missing. Arsenal are missing match winners, guys who's going to dominate the game, guys
individual brilliance.
Like, Basuma's not going to bring that. You put Basuma against a party, you're still lacking that player that's going to be the driving force of the team. You still ain't going to have that.
Exactly. And also,
Harry, Neeks took a shot at you. He said, well, Dean Smith is so elite, right? Why would basically imply Manchester United don't need an elite manager for Jack Grealish to come?
Oh no, but he's at Villa right now. He can't leave Villa now, can he? So when it comes to him choosing his next club, I think he would go to a club where he knows he can definitely win titles. And Man United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even though they're second, they're not going to win a lot under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't believe they will. But going back to the Grealish and how essential he is, I mean, people get obsessed with Xhaka and Bellerin, like we need to upgrade the right back, we need to upgrade the centre mid. We're not winning games because of Bellerin and Xhaka. We're not winning games because we don't score enough goals or create enough chances. So Grealish is far more important than replacing a right back. And for the money you sell Bellerin for, 25 million, whatever you're going to get, you're going to get a marginally better right back at the price that we can afford, 35 million. Max Aarons, but he's not going to come to Arsenal when Bayern Munich want him.
I think one thing fans need to understand is, it's not so much what Grealish creates that I look at. It's the way he controls games. When you can control a game, you stand a better chance of winning it because the opposition is not getting the ball. You're controlling the tempo. That annoys. Like if you play football, that annoys you when the better team is on the ball, just not losing it. You know what I mean? So if he brings that aura to Arsenal, who are we to complain? Like yes, we need Basuma because we're looking at it in the sense that we don't. A lot of us don't like Shaq. Yes, I get it. But if you're talking to me about priority, I'm gonna go for Jack Grealish.
100%.
What about this comment? What about this comment from Neeks? Once again, guys talking about Jack Grealish. He's saying Jack Grealish joining United is massive for his profile. Of course, Man City or Liverpool come in for him. It would be hard for to get him, but he would choose Villa. He wouldn't choose Villa ahead of Manchester United. And I say the same thing. Let's replace United with Arsenal. He would still come.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. No,
he would still come.
Why wouldn't he?
No, people forget the power of boyhood clubs.
Oh,
he is a Villa fan. If Villa show any sign of significant progress, i.e., going into the Europa League, he will not leave. I don't think.
Man, if Grealish takes this season in context in terms of where Villa are, and he thinks they're on the rise in terms of breaking into top
they're
4,
gonna keep doing it. Then
but it's not. That's not going to happen. And so many players make that mistake, and that's why so many players leave. Look at Harry Kane. He's made a mistake for 5 seasons.
It's dependent on that. It's dependent on their progress because you have to remember their team is also still very, very young as well, so they can get better.
As I said, I see Grealish.
Everyone's getting carried away with Grealish. Listen, next season there will be another Aston Villa doing what Villa's doing this year. Same as when Sheffield United did it last year. Someone else.
Look at Burnley. Look at Burnley. They got Europa League a few seasons ago. It's just Burnley over and over again. That's what I'm saying. I think he'll stay at Villa for one season, go into the Europa League with them because I think they'll get it. When they flop in the Europa League, which I see them doing, and when they go to 15th, 16th again, he'll leave for a cut price. But I see him staying there for at least one more season.
He'll go. I reckon if Man United put the offer in, he'll go to Man United. If Man United don't go for him for whatever reason, maybe Wood would be the silly bollocks again this season, then it will be available, and it's down to Arsenal to go and put the money up front and say we want the guy.
United need that winger though, and that centre back. So they're going to be more focused on there. Like if you see their main links, Ollie's only talking about centre backs. He's not even talking about.
Listen. Just to tell people, just to tell everyone who says Arsenal is not willing to spend that kind of money. Remember how much money we spent? We were willing to spend on Lamar. Yeah,
I don't even think it's just that. I think what you have to look at, yes, we signed
installment prices as well.
We signed the likes of Ozil, we signed the likes of Sanchez because we knew we needed a marquee player. Right now, we've not got a marquee player in our team, so the club will be people underestimate the commercial side of a player and what he brings. Grealish as the Jack the lad.
The shirt sales as well. The shirt sales when he signs.
It will go mental. An English lad at a traditional top 6 team. You can't go wrong with that. So, listen, as I said, we've got the money. It's not a money issue. It's all about the options that Grealish will have in the summer. Yeah. If he's got the likes of Man United, yes, you have to hold your hand up because Man United got a better trajectory right now. So, of course, he's going to go Man United. But if the likes of Man United don't go in for him, I don't see why we can't get him.
It's the ambition as well, though, isn't it? It's are we actually going to go in for him? Is the question. If we just sit here and don't do anything about it, then. And
that's the thing. We say, oh, Grealish will go to Arsenal. But listen, I'm sure he'll be looking at it and thinking, listen, if he believes in himself and believes he's the player that he is, he's going to be looking at it and thinking the same way Bruno could have probably waited and see if Madrid want to come in front of that. But he knows Man United's been so dire over the last few years. I can go in there, make my name, and elevate this team to go on and be winners again. And if he does that, he instantly gets a legacy. Grealish can come to Arsenal and get a legacy with Arsenal.
Yeah, totally, man. I think Arteta already inquired, didn't he, last summer? So he obviously knows that we like him.
He likes Grealish. Yeah, he loves Grealish.
Guys, I'm going to go wrap this up because the Champions League's out. But big up to everyone for coming on. I appreciate it. Ram, Gunnar Express, Harry, Samuel, Cash, everybody. What?
You sports are playing. Juventus, isn't it?
Yeah, Juventus.
Juventus, yeah.
Yeah, and guys, do me a favor, guys. There's a link that I put out there. go check out Big Gunner's. Go check out Big Gunner's channel. He's live right now with Sam. So go check them out right now. And Gunner Express, go check out Gunner Express. He's got his own channel. So go out. 1 second. Let me just remove this so you guys can see everyone's names and everyone's social medias.
Wait, Gal, I've got a question. Yeah, I've got a question
Yeah.
for you.
1 second, bro. We'll chat about it off camera. Cool.
No.
And then
it's gonna be real quick.
What is it?
Do you miss the Champions League anthem?
Who gives a shit about a song?
I don't even miss it. I generally don't even miss it because I know we're not ready.
Why are you
Well,
sick and
being
tired of that Europa League anthem?
I don't want to go. I don't want to hear that Champions League anthem to then get slapped 8-0 by Bayern or something. I'm all right.
Don't make sense.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyways,
fine with
guys,
slapping up these little teams.
do me a favor, guys. Click on the link to go check out Big Gunner's channel. He's live right now. We're ending the video, but guys, go check out his channel right now and go check out the Gunner Express. And you know what, guys? Enjoy the day, because you know what? We're not in the Champions League, but tomorrow we'll be watching our team in the Europa League. Have a good night, guys.
Peace.
See you in a bit, guys.